Good morning and welcome to St John's Every Day. Yesterday you may have heard that when Jesus appeared to his disciples in the upper room on that first Easter evening, Thomas was missing. Goodness knows where he was. Perhaps he'd gone off by himself to try to think things through in peace, away from that suffocating atmosphere of mourning and weeping. He'd always been the one to seek for answers honestly, and to ask questions even of Jesus himself. And we're indebted to Thomas for some of the responses Jesus made to him. For example, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus would return to that upper room a week later, and tomorrow you'll hear Thomas's response. But later on Jesus would add, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. Peter, in his first epistle, years later, may have remembered those words when he says to Gentile converts, and I'm reading from the Message translation, you never saw him, yet you love him. You still don't see him, yet you trust him. Because you kept on believing, you'll get what you're looking forward to. Total salvation. In our verses for today, Peter speaks to God's chosen people, no longer a term used exclusively to describe the Jews. They are Christians from Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia and Bithynia. Ironically, their Jewish counterparts from those regions were the first to hear the good news through Peter's sermon on the day of Pentecost in Jerusalem when the Spirit came. And I'm reading from chapter 1, verses 1 to 3. I, Peter, am an apostle on assignment by Jesus the Messiah, writing to exiles scattered to the four winds. Not one is missing, not one forgotten. God the Father has his eye on each one of you and is determined by the work of the Spirit to keep you obedient through the sacrifice of Jesus. May everything good from God be yours. What a God we have, and how fortunate we are to have this Father of our Master Jesus. Because Jesus was raised from the dead, we've been given a brand new life and everything to live for, including a future in heaven. And the future starts now. What an optimistic note on which to envisage re-emerging from the pandemic. Despite loss and sadness, isolation, stress and frustration, and yes, sometimes even a sense of hopelessness, God is keeping a careful eye on each one of us and on our futures, because he loves each one of us, whoever we are. Thank you.